Welcome to Tony's online tuning class. Our hope is to help you make positive changes in your life with these recordings by providing you with guided messages from Spirit. This tuning class will give you the means to enhance your energy through the use of tuning forks, crystals, meditation, and distance healing. These energy-driven classes do not alter or shift your energies, but to help you release outdated thoughts and beliefs from your past to help you feel lighter. So sit back, relax, and enjoy your vibrational growth with us. Today is called the root chakra. The root chakra is the inside connection to Mother Nature. But because this is such an important energy center, this is the center that manifests. This is the center in your inside body wanting to manifest more opportunities, manifest better health, anything you want in life. This particular chakra controls our basic needs as human beings. Food, shelter, series of belonging, people to help us, opportunities. These are all things that we need in our society. Safety, security. And when we are worried, we're fearful that those things won't come. We don't trust. We think we have to figure everything out in ourselves. Like, in other words, we're by ourselves and we got to sort of work hard to figure it out. It actually gets weaker because part of that energy is connected to the Earth, which has unlimited possibilities. And of course, the Earth is a universal planet, and it doesn't really agree with this control that humans want to put on it. So I want to talk about that a little bit today, because when some people have a hard time manifesting something, if you're in business, have a hard time manifesting new clients, having a hard time with just everyday stuff, you feel you have to do everything yourself. You know, everything from taking care of the home to the kids, you have to shovel your driveway, just basic stuff like that, and nobody's there to help you, and you feel you have to do it all yourself. So that's what I want to talk about today. What kind of things can we charge up in this root chakra area to have things sort of make it a little easier so they come to us? Very important. I'm not sure if anybody here has tried to chase a puppy. Anybody ever tried to do that? What happens? Anybody know what happens?
It has a good time.
It runs. It runs. And that's what we do with our manifesting. We have to chase opportunities. If we're looking for Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, if you've been out of a relationship for several years and you just figure, okay, where is this person? And we want to go find them. It's at a different vibration. The person that is meant for you will come at a certain vibration. In other words, look inside. What are some of the things that you're fearful of? And most times, not sure if it applies to everybody, but most times it has something to do with the fact that you don't think that you're worth being loved, or you feel that the relationships you've had didn't work out and that's going to be your future from now on, or any number of things like that. And as soon as we start softening that, it's almost like, well, actually, I am a good person. I help people. I'm part of the community. When you look at just basic things like that, it softens up that energy. Yeah, I guess I am a big deal. I can be helpful and I can be loving. Everything goes so fast from having no relationship, boom, 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 dating, engaged, set a date within 3 months. Now, how can you compare 4 years of looking, chasing the puppy, or a few weeks of working inside of yourself and within 3 months? It's not by accident. You turn yourself into sort of that magnet where you're sitting down, you have your hands out, and guess what? The puppy comes to you. It's no better analogy I can think of is when you wait for things to come to you. It's a lot less work, a lot less stressful when you're working on the energy. Don't work on the human. It's a waste of time working on people. Work on their energy. Work on your energy. The root chakra is based at our spine, at the bottom of our spine, about 3 vertebrae just above the coccyx area, and it goes right down to your legs. So essentially, it is that area, but it connects all the way down through your legs, knees, to your feet, that connects to the earth. And the point where your feet touch the ground, that's the connection that we're working on. And it's all inside. It is sort of the largest chakra area, but so whether it's manifesting better health, bringing in a relationship, more opportunities in business, it doesn't matter. It's all the same energy. And I want you to realize something. When you talk about manifesting, it's a big difference between a bottle cap and a castle. There's a big value to us, right? Well, how much is a bottle cap worth? Hardly anything. But a castle, oh yeah, that's worth a lot. But to energy, it's the same thing. It's the same energy to attract. If you use a magnet on a bottle cap, boom, it'll work. You can use a magnet on a castle, boom, it'll work. So there's no difference. It's the same thing. You don't have to learn how to manifest a relationship or a business opportunity or something within your family that attracts to you, help, better health, whatever it is. It's all the same energy. It is our human value that we give on things, and then we rate it. In other words, we're judging what it is. Spirit doesn't judge, or energy doesn't judge. It just does. It just works. Grounding is so important. In this meditation, what we're going to do is a number of things. We want to start by doing something very simple in the sense that when we ground, we are essentially connecting to the earth, yes. But in your visual, I want you to see yourself on the beach or cottage by the lake, and you have your feet in water. That is the best, because not only are you on the ground or sitting on the ground, whether it's on a rock or a grass or whatever it is, that is grounding, but the feet in the water is a great conductor. Ask any lightning bolt. When we are visualizing that, it automatically sets our energy to ground a little better. Now, there are many physical ways we can ground. If you are a gardener, you'll feel so much better when you're in the garden barefooted and you're doing the garden, or walking on grass, or walking on the ground, not even on asphalt, walking and finding way in nature to connect to the ground. The best, of course, is walking on the beach in water. That is the absolute best, because you're on sand, which is a metal or a crystal element, so it's ground, and you're in water, which is another element of the earth, which is even better, and it's connected to all waters. That is the best visual. So however way it works for you. Some people are like mountain people. They like the vastness, looking at the mountains, looking down. And if you can envision yourself in this environment, putting your feet in cold water, not real, but just in your vision, that's very good too. What happens to a person when their root chakra is very strong? Well, first of all, they have the ability to manifest everything. There's no big deal. There's no worry. And that's something that you have to equate. What is human about what you're manifesting that isn't really part of nature? There's no limitations in nature. I'll give you a great example about limitations. I could take you to one of the most remote areas, all rock and stone, not a soil in sight. But I'll bet I could pick out a tree that's growing out of a rock somewhere, or a plant that's growing out of something that you would think impossible that any plant life can grow. So nature finds a way. And wouldn't you want to apply that kind of unlimited ways of doing things into your life? Because nature doesn't think it's a problem. Because somewhere along the line, a chipmunk is going to get something from a long distance and put it in a crack or a little hole. It will rot. Something will grow. There's no limits to how things will grow. I read years ago that about 80% of a forest was planted by chipmunks. They plant their nuts somewhere and they forget where they planted, and something grows. So in other words, what can that apply to you where you can get something done and there's no limits? You just got to keep your human limitations that you've been taught and domesticated out of the equation and just think of the thing. Of course, this is much easier said than done. A person that has any kind of an illness, whatever it is, IBS, PTSD, cancer, Parkinson's, whatever the larger thing is, what they are actually thinking is, I am a sick person trying to get well. And it doesn't even sound right. I'm a sick person trying to get well, rather than saying, I want to visualize a healthy person. That nature understands. When we look at ourselves as being inferior, that is contrary to what you really are. You are an unlimited being on this earth that has no limits. So if you look at yourself already as flawed, inferior, something wrong, you'll never amount to anything, there's already a conflict before you start. To manifest something, manifest what it would be like, and what it would be like to be healthy all the time, not in pain. And visualize where you want to be, not where you think you are trying to get well. You're trying to visualize where you are. And when I'm in session with somebody, a private session, one of the things I'll ask quite often is, what do you want? And oftentimes I have to ask the questions 3 times before they understand what I'm asking. I'll give you an example. What do you want out of life? Well, I don't want to be kicked out of my place because I'm behind on my mortgage. I don't want a relationship like the one last time because he was a loser. I don't want, and always, I don't want, and there's a conflict right there. What do you want? Where do you see yourself? And as soon as they realize it, and it's automatic, it's just the way we're conditioned. We're looking at something that's negative and we're trying to make it positive rather than looking at the positive and reach for that. It's like a goal. But in a goal, how good are you in sticking with it? Because it's so sensitive. When you materialize, when you want to manifest something, it's like a soap bubble. We talk about this in one of our podcasts. It's like a soap bubble, and it starts to rise as we look at it. And it has to go through several dimensions as it floats up. And the moment you have any doubt, pop, you're starting over. And this is where people start saying, it's taking so long, Tony, for this thing to happen. And I says, okay, I appreciate that. Taking a long time. How are you manifesting it? What are on your thoughts? Well, after about the 3rd day, I feel that, it ain't happening, but I'm still going to go with it. Oh, okay, well, that doesn't work. That's exactly what a New Year's resolution does when you want to lose weight. When you are starting to manifest something, it starts off very good, and it's very strong. So it starts to float up, and as soon as you step on the scale and you don't see the changes that you expect to see, you start to what they call lose heart. It's an amazing word. Losing heart means that you no longer have faith. So then you have to start over. And how many times do you start over before you say, okay, this isn't working? It's all about holding on to that and letting it go, and no matter what, and you keep that vision of a skinny person. You keep that vision of a successful business person. Would you appear on my TV station? I had the one the other day. One of our members got asked to be on a TV station, and he said, oh no, I don't know if I could do that. I said, well, you've manifested it. Well, I know, but I don't know if I can actually do it. She did it marvelously. You wouldn't even tell that she had any hesitation whatsoever because she's thinking of the solution and the end result. Number 1, you got your feet in water in this meditation. And then number 2 is to find out what you want, whatever that is. Healthy body, whatever the weight is, but business that's doing a certain way. So whatever that thing is that you want as an end result, I want you to focus on that and not work on the how. That's the first thing people say is, how do I get there? How do I do this? Sorry, that's not your job. Your job is the what. What do you want? What do you need to do to get higher? It's all the what questions. The how slows it down and pops this bubble. Because there is no how. As many people as there are here and as there are in the world, I could ask somebody how they did something, anything, whether it was an abusive relationship or whether you've gone through whatever in your life and you've made it a success. If I get your story, it would be impossible for me to apply that to anyone else that did exactly the same thing. So in other words, you found your own way. And that's what it's all about, is manifesting for you. And all of your goals and all of the way that you're going to do it is all going to be different. And that's okay. The end result is just to get there. Does it really matter how you get there? Here's one thing. Had one client that said, okay, I see myself with this beautiful relationship. Okay, I got to check that off the box. and I can see myself very successful in business, and I have, let's say, $20,000 in the bank with nothing to do. Like right now, I'm putting groceries back on the conveyor belt in the supermarket because I don't have enough money to pay it. It would be nice to be able to bring home the groceries that I picked in the grocery store. So I can see myself having that resources and having a great relationship. Well, then you end up finding that the person that you met is a millionaire and you ticked off two things at the same time. But that could be, you got to be careful that if you think you have to earn that, then Spirit can do a twofer. I call it a twofer. You get the relationship and the money, right? You got to realize that it doesn't matter how you get there. Who cares how you got there? Again, when you revisit this and see it as a human limitation, then you can tweak that. We can always tweak that. But just realize that is just get it and be okay with it. And if you've been trained or if you've been raised as a person who needs to earn that money, you have a challenge ahead of you. Because Spirit has no way to give it to you because it has to go past this belief. And it will limit. So then, okay, we can't give you the millionaire and this amazing guy. So we have to give you an amazing guy that's poor. But you're only open to a poor man who can work hard so you'll become wealthy down the road. Well, wouldn't it become wealthy down the road right off the outset? It is us that brings in the struggle energy. And so if that's the only way you figure something's going to happen, that's fine. Spirit's okay with it. We'll continue with struggle. But if you don't want struggle, don't make it part of the equation. We can change this programming. One is to work on the plant, and the potted plant that you have in front of you. I want you to, at one point during this, to put your hand on the stem, because last week we had our hand in the soil. That is the grounding part. That's the earth star. But most of this, I just want you to sort of touch the leaf, touch the stem of the plant, because that's you, the internal work. And this is where you're trying to manifest to grow. You need both, yes, but the internal work is your work. Touch the stem and feel, okay, what is your secret? Ask the plant, what is your secret for staying alive? Because it's not in soil, it's in a pot, and it finds a way to survive in your home that doesn't have perhaps the sunlight it would normally enjoy if it's in the wild. How do you do it? So ask that plant. Then you manifest and figure out where you want to be. And then the third thing is a color breathing that I want. I know there's a lot of moving parts here. If you can't do all three, it's okay. Just do one really well. Is a color breathing. And that is that I want you to take your feet and just pretend you're breathing in the earth. So if you see yourself on the sand, like on the beach, I want you to bring in that earth tone energy, that sand energy as part of the earth. If you're standing on a rock, breathe in that gray, rock, solid, whatever energy. If you're on grass in your vision, breathe in that green energy, that's the grass or that whatever, okay? If you're in water, if you see yourself that, no, I can only see myself in water, then breathe in that blue energy, meaning water, and that's ground. Is that clear? And that way, then we're going to breathe in that, and then when you envision where you want to be, just hold that. Yes, if you have a potted plant, we just want you to hold the plant stem.
Oh, if I have an actual plant.
Yeah, if you have an actual plant. I mean, if you don't have a plant in your house, which you should have a plant, but anyway, if you don't, it's okay. Just envision one close to a tree, and just pretend you're leaning up against the tree, and you've got connection to it, and then talk to it. Thank you for reminding me about the color vision. When you do that, breathe in the color green or blue or whatever it is, and then breathe out the color red. So your exhale is red, and then wherever you are, breathe it in. So you're drawing it from the earth. Bring in that energy, and when you exhale, because it's a root chakra energy, you're breathing out this beautiful color red. Fire engine red. Some people will have a hard time visualizing this because you'll see it as very, very dark. Envision a fruit or a car or something that is red, and just take that color and then blow it out. So let's get started. I want you to make sure that you're not underneath a ceiling fan. There's no fan underneath you. Or if you have a floor fan or a lateral fan that's facing you, just make sure the blades are perpendicular and moving away from you so that nothing is facing you. You're not at the bottom of the stairs, so like if you're in the basement somewhere lying down, just make sure you're not in that line where the stairs are coming down. There's a lot of energy coming down those stairs. Just move to the side a little bit. And if you are in front of a bathroom, just make sure you're off to one side like that, because we're going to calm your energies down. If you don't hear the tuning forks, it's okay, because with the distance healing I'm doing most of it through energy. Some sounds you will hear, like the high-pitched sounds, but the lower sounds, you don't have to worry about it. No, just know that you're getting something. So when you hear the water, take a nice deep breath, and then just work on those three things, or as many things as you can. If you only do one thing, that's fine. Just visualize yourself either with feet in the water, and what you're trying to do is you're clearing this, and see if you could reprogram or deprogram yourself to what you want, where you want to be, and just hold that. Start from the top of your head. I want you to start relaxing. Pretend that the top of your head is relaxed. A lot of times we have tensions at the back of our head. Get it all relaxed. Take a nice deep breath, nose in. Breathe in with your nose, and this time I want you to breathe out with your nose, and with it just let out all that extra stress. The stress is just sort of attached to us. It's not part of us. It's just there because it can hang on. With your nose, just breathe it out. Take another deep breath in as much as you can. Big deep breath. And then breathe out with your nose with all those tensions, worries, concerns, whatever that you have for today. The next 20 minutes or so is for you. Okay, we'll make an intention before we start. And as you're doing this, I want you to notice some of the subtleties that your bodies might be displaying. You might be chilled, or you might be hot on one side or another, or you might feel that your body's changing temperature, or you're feeling that you're getting lightheaded. These are all subtleties. Okay. May the power of this tuning give the souls that have connected to us a higher vibration and a higher purpose than they are presently going through. Anything that does change, alter, or shift in their energy, make it as gentle as possible, and spread the effects of this over the next couple of days so that they could still do their regular earthly routines. Anything that I might need to help anyone through this would be greatly appreciated. Just keep breathing. Get yourself a nice, comfortable place, and we're just going to unplug for the next while. We're just taking off some of the street energy. Just keep breathing. And I'll get a signal as to where we all are at the same time. I won't let anybody fall behind. So we're all going together. I want you to start envisioning this beautiful setting, whether it's on the beach or at the cottage by the lake. Put yourself in that setting where you'll feel really calm, and get your feet somehow in water. Okay, roll up your pants, get your shorts, whatever you need in this vision, and put your feet in water and just look at the scenery and know that you're connected, hardline to this earth. And how does that feel? Pull that energy in. If you're on grass, pull that energy in through your feet. If you're having a hard time with it, envision 2 openings at the bottoms of your feet, but the size of hockey pucks. Between the ball of your foot and the heel, there's this palm, or this indentation in your foot. Okay, the arch. Put an opening on the left and an opening on the right, about the size of a hockey puck. Bring in and pull in that energy as if it's some kind of a pump. You're bringing in that beautiful high vibration of the earth, because it's been here longer than we have. It has more knowledge than we can ever imagine. The earth has been through more than we can imagine, and it's still here and constantly giving us sustenance, survival, and we rely on it so much. So there's much wisdom on this earth. Just pull it in and try and feel what the earth is feeling. We'll see you in about 20 minutes. Come out of the state that you're in. Keep your eyes closed. Come back in the room that you're in, but with one exception. This room that you're in is in a tropical place. And just outside your door, beautiful palm trees. Weather is gorgeous. The ceiling and the roof has been removed. So when you look up, all you see is open sky. The bluest sky you can think of. No clouds. And as you look up, you feel a raindrop on your forehead. Then another raindrop on your shoulder. And another on your thigh. And it's really picking up. Soon you're hearing the whole room with rain, and it's coming down pretty fast. When you look at the walls, you can see water run down the walls over your pictures, over your table, over the bookshelves. If you're on the floor, the carpet is now soaked, but it's a warm rain. It's almost like a shower. It's really picking up. It's almost pouring. And over to one side of the room, there's an opening in the floor, about the size of a garbage can lid. And all the excess water is flowing down through it and draining out of the room, taking with it everything you've let go in this time we've had together. Limitations, old thoughts, old beliefs, things that haven't served you for a while, you let that go. No matter what it was, something was removed, which is why we will explain that you'll feel lighter, because something heavy, or partially something heavy, had to leave. This way we've cleared the room, and the rain is taking away all of those. So you don't have to readdress it by having you walk through it. And you'd have to do this again. We like to do things once. And always work on something new. Soon the rain starts to subside. It's getting less and less. Then it moves down to a drizzle. Then all of a sudden, the rain stops. And as you look around the room, you're still seeing the excess water run down the walls, dripping off the tables and the chairs, the sofa or the bed. And you're just wondering, wow. And then the sun comes out. It's high noon. It's right above you. And it's like you're at the desert. And anything the light shines on almost instantly gets dry with its ray and its warmth. Soon the walls are dry, the pictures on the wall is dry, the tables, the chairs, the bed, the sofa, whatever is in the room, the desk, is now bone dry, which just a moment ago was soaked. Everything is dry. Except for one thing. Your back was the only thing that was in the shadows and didn't get the sun. So in this place, not physically, but just in your mind, in your vision, see yourself either turning over or getting up off your chair and direct your back to the sun. And this will transmute any energy that came out of your back. A lot of energy, because our spine is the way it is, some energies will come out of your back. And if they only come out like halfway, this will create back problems down the road in a couple of days. So we're alleviating that for you. So let the sun really shine on this to transmute all of that energy so your back is clear. Then sit back down. Again, just a moment ago, that was wet, but now it's warm and dry. Or you could roll back to where you were, and it is also warm and dry. And just before we come out, I want you to give thanks to your body. Thank your body for keeping you healthy in these times. Because your body is from the earth. It came from the earth. It knows exactly what's going on with the way the earth is these days. And it compensates for you, for the reduced sunlight, perhaps the reduced nutrition, the lack of exercise, the lack of light, the lack of so many things. And it still works so well to keep you healthy and happy as you are letting it. So give it thanks. It does an amazing job. We're almost coming to the year anniversary of when this started, when we were isolated. And look at you. You're still healthy. You're still doing relatively well. So thank it. It has to compensate so much for you. It's a marvelous tool that this earth has given you, this incredible body. Just know that the effects of this is quite powerful. When we combine all of these energies together, the whole idea is you're here because you want change. Not that your life isn't good the way it was before, but you see that perhaps something could be better, easier, faster. You're evolving every day. You're making a conscious effort to do this because you see that improvements can happen. But also know this, that no matter where you are, there's 100 people that will take your life in a moment because their life is not as good. You're very fortunate for where you are, being in a country, being in a state. If you have food in the fridge, there's about 10% of the people that don't have that. Just the simplest things, be grateful for. Gratefulness is also a series of grounding techniques. Happy where you are. And from here we move on. Don't think you're starting at zero. It's far from it. You're very, very blessed. And energies are more than happy to make you grow from here. Don't think you're flawed. That was a programming that some human might have given you. And it's not true. You have unlimited limits. And in the next 5 breaths or so, think of what you saw, what you sensed in your meditation part. And the vision that you gave yourself of where you want to be. Let's hold that. And thoughts in general are so important. How to keep a vision alive, because soon that puppy will come to you without any effort, if you let it. Count to 5, and when you're ready, you may open your eyes.
Thank you for listening to my online tuning class. Give yourself 24 to 48 hours to process how you are feeling, which gives the body a chance to catch up on what you have cleared today. As these are powerful energy clearing classes that help relax our bodies and assist to reduce stress, if you know of anybody that could benefit from this for future classes, please spread the word. We are located on our Facebook page called Group Tuning Class with Tony, and until next time, Namaste.